was an amazing weekend team wise. And then yeah, the race had so many different strategies with the weather and flipping the stages and stuff like that. And yeah, there was a certain 12-year-old beating up on us last night, taking a few of us out. You know who that is?
Well, Shane, thanks for taking the time today. I know that was a massive weekend going into Mexico City. It has to feel good to get that win out of the way and performing under all the pressure. I mean, we all expected you to go down there and win that race, so had to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it was great to execute. I think it's been most road course races we go to, I guess we're the favorite. But yeah, to go out there execute. It was a lot of adversity, I guess, right from the start on Thursday with the travel and Friday morning having to leave so early to get there. Yeah, crazy weekend. And we had engineers and mechanics not arriving till right before qualifying even. It was tough. So, yeah, for all three teams of Trackhouse to sort of band together and make sure we got things right. It was an amazing weekend team-wise. And then, yeah, the race had so many different strategies with the weather and flipping the stages and stuff like that. And I think Stephen Doran, my crew chief, he did not only a brilliant job of calling the race, but also painting the picture of the race inside my head, like what I needed to do and how to manage my tires to go extra long in stage 2 and that start of stage 3. So I think all round we got it all right.
What'd you think of the race course in general? I enjoyed driving there. I didn't get to drive through the stadium section, but that is such a unique section of racetrack. What'd you think of the track and the event as a whole?
Well, the event was awesome. It was a really cool race. I thought the fans were awesome. They were really like knowledgeable, and cool to have them there. But the track itself, it was a little bland. Every corner was first or second gear. It was quite slow, but I thought it was a good racing track. There was lots of passing zones and plenty of action, but from a driver's point of view, there was no real fast corners. It was all kind of Mickey Mouse slow speed stuff. So it was really about the car, I thought. I think, working with the guys, we made our setup pretty good.
Is this, I mean, you've raced around the world. Is it something to where you like the international flair that you've been here long enough to see what happens in the States? Is that something that you think is good for the sport? What's your opinion of that?
Well, yeah, but I'm a foreigner, you feel the
I
old
know, but
school.
you've been here long enough.
Yeah, but I love change. I love doing different stuff. That's probably why I've really enjoyed the last couple of years experiencing new things, and I really like going to a new track, new place, very different culture to anywhere I've sort of been to before. And it's cool to keep expanding on that stuff. But it was eye-opening to me. Like there was drivers in the field that had never even been out of the country before, so it was crazy to see that. And we have very different backgrounds, myself and
Yeah.
a few other drivers. So yeah.
Yeah, we're culturing the young guys as we go along. So do you think you went wrong with the water, or do you think you went wrong with the food? Where did the illness come from?
Only thing I think I stuffed up, I had juice. I had the juice at the breakfast in the driver's lounge, and I spoke to Austin Cindric, and he had the same stuff I did really, and he said that's the only thing he stuffed up. So like I was careful with my showering, my brushing my teeth with bottled water, stuff like that, and still got sick. So it was a shame.
It was the most miserable experience that I've ever had at a race when I got the Montezuma's Revenge down there back in I think 2000,
Yeah.
2006. So kudos to you for gutting it out. I think for me it's been really fun to watch the progress and you talk about Steven, your crew chief, and that was his first win as a
Yep.
crew chief, and so that's a massive milestone. Where do you think you guys are right now? We've seen, the improvement on the ovals, and we all expect you to win every road course race. So, but I just it looks like you guys are starting to hit your stride.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. The last month and a half, not just for the 88, but all of Trackhouse, we were really battling earlier in the year, and now I think we're starting to build some momentum. And when we were struggling I really just kept my reference to my teammates and tried to get as close as I could, and at Homestead, for example, I was running 32nd, battling Ross, so we were all struggling, but where Ross is exceptional is his restarts and execution. He would drag a 25th place car and get well inside the top 10. He's very impressive with how he places the car and still manages to get a result out of it. So I'm still trying to match him on that, but I really feel like my pace is getting a lot closer and I'm getting up to speed quicker at all these races. And yeah, it's with the last month and a half, we've made some huge leaps in speed and competitiveness. And I've we've gone from running in the 30s to being pissed off with an 18th the last couple of weeks. Like it's it might not sound like too much, but our improvement has been constant and steady, and I really think like we can keep building on that. And we're in the mix now. I feel like in that mid pack has been a huge step for us, and we need to keep building on that.
So for some reason, you've made the decision to go out and run this legend car with all these maniacs. And last night, Monday night, you went out there and raced, and start of the race was good, and all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. What has that experience been like for you to go out? I feel like you've picked up the legend car stuff pretty quick. What is it? What has that been like? Because I don't half of the summer shootout stuff is just survival. It reminds me of Bowman Gray. What's this experience been like with yourself and Scotty McLaughlin as you guys have kind of ventured down this path of chaos?
Yeah, so we wanted to do it for fun. I watched Bubba do a couple of races last year, and he was enjoying it. And we Scotty and I decided to do it for fun, but also for more experience. Like this NASCAR type of racing. These guys have been doing it since they were 10, 12 years old, that kind of stuff. And that's where I'm behind. I just, I need to get better at restarts, close combat, placing my car in the right place, and, also left foot braking, transitioning and balancing the car. So these little skills are just going to help me. But yeah, there was a certain 12-year-old beating up on us last night, taking a few of us out. But you know who that is. But it's been so much fun. The races have been a little bit of action, but I feel like it can only help doing stuff like this, and it's more racing during the week too.
I did it one time and they knocked me out of the way and I quit. So the master's class looks more appealing to me. So
Yeah.
hopefully you keep having fun. Congratulations on everything that you guys accomplished last weekend. I know that's a huge relief for you and your team. And good luck through the rest of the season, and try to keep all the wheels on it tonight.
I will do. See you there. Thank
All right,
you.
man. See ya.